Hello and welcome to the long view with me, Jon Jordan. Today we're asking the question, what's wrong with cats? Crash Arena Turbo Stars. So a game from Zepto Labs. I actually like it. I've done a video about what I like about it, but now I've been playing it a bit longer and a few things have started to frustrate me. Before we get into those, let's not forget you can check out our new Patreon, the Long View 00 at Patreon, and Twitter, the Long View. So here we are with Crash Arena Turbo Stars. Yes, get it right. So it's a very kind of simple PvP arena game where you build up some vehicles. You have up to 3 vehicles, and you have these units. So this is the kind of unlocking process where you get crates. You win crates as you win battles. A bonus crate there. You get all these different parts of the vehicles, the kind of wheels and the basic kind of unit and the weapons. So you can see here I've been saving these up, so I've got quite a lot of units, and that's partly to kind of show this video. But so these are the 3 vehicles I've got in various states of disarray. This is the one I'm using at the moment, and you end up quite quickly with just a lot of these units, but they're all quite similar. So as you can see here, they all have a level, they have a health, and they have an oh, this is the base units. It has an electrical power, and then obviously the units you're putting on them have electrical power, and you can't have more. The units can't have more power than the base will support, and then wheels basically just have a health. So basically similar structure for all of them. And then if we go on and look to see, you just unlock a lot of stuff, and obviously, as tends to be the case in this kind of car-based system, you have a lot of things that it's not very clear why you would want them. They're very low level, so you can kind of use them to kind of level up other things. But then this game has quite rigid soft currency system, so often you run out of soft currency quite quickly. So you can see here I'm just spinning through all these are all the vehicle bases I've got. So we can see here different health, different electricity, but effectively much of a muchness, and they're not as good as the one I've got. So what can I do with them? Well, just the way my brain works, because those are the same shapes as the one I've got, I'm going to use those to level up the one I've got. So let's just drag them onto it. You can see it's fusing them, it's using some of my soft currency. So okay, so that's as a mechanic that works well, but then there's these boulder ones which I don't really like using. I've never used a boulder. I find them quite difficult. You can do clever things with them, they can like bounce around, but I don't want them, so I'm just going to sell them. So obviously that's filling up my soft currency reserves, but then do I want to keep one of these high level ones? I mean, they're much of a muchness, I don't really know. And the problem I think with cats, one of the problems is it gives you a lot of decisions to make, but they're kind of a bit tedious. So, okay, I've purposefully not gone through and kind of sorted this stuff out for a while to have a lot of them to show in this video. But it's just not an interesting decision. I don't really know what decision I'm making. I probably should just go, I'll get rid of everything, because certainly everything green is not as powerful, roughly, as the stuff that's orange, because they're from different kind of bands. As I've got promoted, I get the kind of higher quality ones. There's just quite a lot of them as well, and it's just the kind of process of doing it every day. I think psychologically it's just kind of like, instead of it becoming oh good, I've got lots of units I can sell to level up the thing I actually want, it becomes this kind of tedious, oh I've got to, what am I going to do with them? I have to check that they're not more powerful than the one I've got. And you can see as well that the wheels have different positioning, and there's different nuts and bolts on them, so that position can matter. If you had the nuts are for putting weapons on, the little bolts are for putting kind of support items on. Go on to the weapons, it's just exactly the same thing, there's different types of weapons, but I kind of know what I want at least. So I'm just kind of leveling up the one I've got, but it doesn't do a lot of leveling up really. I mean, it's quite a long process. And really a few minutes into, I've not even played the game yet because I've got all this stuff there's loads of it, just loads and loads and loads of it. And I don't think it's not necessarily a bad thing. This is kind of something you'd expect in free-to-play mobile game design. But it's weird when the generosity of being giving a lot of things then becomes a problem because you have a lot of things to deal with, and it's the decision making. Maybe it's just the way my brain works, but it's never very clear for me what I do, because effectively I can either level something up I've got or sell it. And I think the games that work better kind of force you down one route. So basically you can't sell them, you just level up the other ones, or you can't level things up directly, you have another process of doing it. That would make my decision making just much more cleaner, and wouldn't have me just effectively faffing around. And now I'm looking at a different vehicle to see, well, I've got that laser gun which I had attached to that one, so what do I do? Well, I'm going to level up that laser gun, even though I'm not using it at the moment because I'm not using that vehicle. It gets worse. So the weapons, at least with the weapons, you know what you're doing. There's kind of like, you know, bashy weapons and drilly weapons and lasers and rockets. Wheels, absolutely no idea what different wheels do. They have different health, so that's fine, I can work that out, and obviously have different physical sizes, so you have little ones and big ones, and that can define, you know, the kind of stability of the vehicle. But there's these kind of ones that are kind of like square, or like hexagonal wheels that move in a different way, but I'm not exactly sure how they move in a different way. So this kind of level makes me feel, doing this kind of stuff with the wheels makes me feel a bit stupid, even though I've been playing this game for a few months. You know, maybe I should go and look on the forum to see what the wheels do in a bit more detail, but you know, who wants to go and look on a forum? So I'm still going through all this stuff, basically just clearing everything out. Got some hexagonal wheels, let's maybe level that one up. Okay. So yeah, so when it's saying that, it's asking me if I want to sell a part. That's because it's something I've leveled up in the past and now I'm getting rid of. Okay, we're going on to the last section here, the fourth section. This is like support items, so these are like lifts where you can lift other vehicles up, and then these are kind of repellers or kind of rockets that move you in different ways, which, I mean, they can actually have quite a good strategic essence if you use them in the right way. But there we go, so am I pretty much done now? Yeah, so I just kept some units back that may be useful. So we've done all that, but I've still got a lot of currency to use up, so I'm going to increase the electricity. But even though I've done all that kind of housekeeping, I still need to use some hard currency. And you can see there, actually, on that vehicle, I've got one more weapon bolt that I haven't got enough electric for. So anyway, let's go and have a quick bout. This is what happens. So you can see the health at the top and my firepower. I won that one. Good. So I'm not controlling anything in this battle. It's just what I've set up. So there we go. The quick fire is just something you do quickly to earn those crate boxes that you see, and obviously you kind of level up as well. Oh, now you see that. Now am I going to do this? Yeah, no, that didn't work. So if my one gets knocked over, I lose and my win streak's over. So that wasn't a very nice experience, but that's what happens in quick fights. The other thing is there's another thing here, is betting. So the betting, when the first game first came out, there's this betting thing where you can bet on who's going to win, and it seemed really interesting. I think there's a lot of bets on that one, but actually when you see the reward is you get a bonus on a part. So if you were very into the game, you could continually bet on a part and really level it up in a different way. And I really like the bet mechanic, kind of intellectually, but I just never use it anymore. I mean, it's just, so there's this really nice mechanic that is just, again, a little bit too fiddly to use. And then the main thing is, here we go, so we're into the championship. So this is where a ranking championship, I get 14 fights. I need to win. I can either win by being at the top of the leaderboard when it times out, or I can win by getting 14 instant victories. As you can see here, I'm fighting the weaker ones first, so I'm kind of storming through. You can see at the top my health's better and my attack's better than these vehicles, so I should win, unless, like this one, I get turned over. But I still won that one, just. 5 in a row is not bad. Now, let's see. 6, better. But as you get further in the game, obviously it becomes much harder. And I don't think hardly ever have I won 14 in a row. So you see here now I've toasted that one. And now probably what will happen is I'll be toasting most of these. He's got 3 rocket launchers, so that's going to be difficult to win. Now, to be fair to the designers, I can go back and kind of tweak my vehicle or choose another vehicle and go in and take on these ones that have beaten me individually. I could go, if I took this certain type of vehicle that moved in this way and put this weapon system on it, I could probably beat that one. Again, a nice design idea, but I just very rarely done it because I just can't be bothered. And I think that's kind of the problem. This game is really good at being really smooth, and you see I'm on 7 there, so I'm not going to win that championship. So this game is really good. You get into it really quickly, which is why I keep playing it, because I can just play for a couple of, a couple of minutes a day and play it. But then you have these big sessions when you kind of have to think strategically and clear out all the stuff you've collected, and it's just not fun. I will continue to keep playing it because I do think it's interesting. I think there's a lot more they could do in having events, where you have to use certain weapons or have to use certain chassis systems, certain core systems. And that would be a bit more interesting. But at the moment, it's kind of something I just jump into, not pretty much every day. Again, there's this kind of bonus system where you can kind of do this kind of meta leveling up. So you're leveling up kind of not individual items, you're leveling up long-term structures. So it's some really nice things in the game, and the game has been successful in terms of people get into it, and I love the music and I love the kind of characterization and stuff. But as I've been playing it now for a couple of months, you're seeing the kind of weaknesses of this approach, that there's not quite enough in there to keep you at least interested. I'm still playing, so and I have actually spent a bit of money, not very much, but not quite enough to keep me as interested as other games. So there we go. What's wrong with it? It's a kind of minor what's wrong with it. It's not you should stop playing this game immediately. You haven't played Cats, you should definitely check it out. It's a really nicely put together game. But it could be better, and that's what I'm trying to say here. So thanks for watching. This is The Long View, where we play free-to-play mobile games for as long as we can, do videos about them. Follow us on Twitter, and check out our Patreon at TheLongView00. And thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.
Hello, and thanks for watching to the very end of the video. If you have any comments, please put them in the comments box. We love to read your comments. And if you haven't subscribed already, the subscribe button is below. And don't forget to check out some of our other videos. There's 2 really good examples on the screen right now.